Hi guys, welcome back to this video where I'm gonna teach you how to use Koin Dependency Injection into your SDKs without the need of create a custom application. To achieve this, the first thing we need to do is create a new module, which in this case is gonna be our SDK. So we click on new, new, and we click in new module. And here in new module, we will select it for this demo, an Android library. With demo SDK, for example, Kotlin, bitcode 8, and the minimum SDK will be 23, which is the same as minimum SDK of the application. We click finished, and now we wait until the Gradle sync all the new module. The next step is going into the website of Koin, insert koin.io, and find out which is the latest version. So once we go into the website, here on Quick Start, we can click there, or in setup. Then we go to Koin version 3, and inside the Koin version 3 we can find this one. The current version today is 3.1.5, so this one is the one we're going to use. So after that we get this library, the implementation, and then we just need to go into our demo SDK. Instead of Gradle, we just include this one here below. This Koin version we can actually use we can actually take this, going into the main build Gradle, and here down we can actually use 3.1.5. We synchronize, and then we wait again until the Gradle synchronize all libraries. Once everything is correctly synchronized successfully, then we can start to use our library in our SDK. So for that, we're going to create a very simple classes, which is the ones we're going to inject it into our application. We're going to hit new, click on Kotlin classes. I'm going to create a new class. I'm going to create greetings, and here on greetings, I'm going to create a variable. Let's say name. In this case, I'm going to use David, and now we will create another class, which is going to be greetings formatter, for example. There is a typo. Rename it. This is formatter. Okay, and I said greetings is not correct. Synchronize, rename it. Cool. So now we have this greetings formatter, and this will contain a new say hi with name. We will pass here name. A name, and this name is going to be a string. And the simple hi name. Okay, these classes are just for the demo. We don't need nothing else. So now we have our greetings and greetings formatter. It's not great names, but let's use this one at the moment. And now we will start to create or all the libraries we need to use Koin into our SDK. Let's create a new package. Instead of this package, we will create DI, standard dependency injection, and then we're gonna create a new class. In this class, it will be demo SDK application. In this demo SDK application, we need to start to create all the logic to initialize Koin into the SDK. So for that, first thing we need to do is create a variable, which is this one is going to be mutable. I'm going to call in Koin, and this Koin it's going to be a class from Koin, and this class from Koin is going to be null as a default. Later on we will create a public unmutable variable. It will be coin, and we're gonna get the same variable on top, but this time we're gonna use it. We're gonna remove the optional value. One of the things is this class, it shouldn't be a class. This one should be an object, because this file we can initialize our coin from the application. So in this case will be an object. This one we're gonna create a function. Inside of this function we'll call it init, and inside of init we're gonna pass a context. And now we're gonna include here a little bit of a logic. So if our coin variable is equal to null, that means our coin or the coin has not been initialized, then we're gonna create coin. We're gonna use coin, and we're gonna initialize. In this case, the one we need, so the lambda we need to use is called coin application. We're gonna use this one, this coin application. And now here we will use under context, and we want to pass this context on top. Once we have the context, then we're going to pass the modules, which is we're going to create it later. At the moment, let's pass an empty list. And then when we pass the context and we have the modules, just we need to get the coin. And now our variable coin can be used from this public unmutable variable. When this one is correct, another thing we need to do is we need to make this function synchronize. Once we have the synchronize, we need to create another function which is going to be synchronize also. Sorry, synchronize, and then we create another function, and this function will be called close, which is the one we're going to use when we don't use anymore this SDK to close our coin. And open. The only thing we need to do is coin dot close. And now, just for safety, what we can use here is if coin is not equal null, which is obviously, you know, will if we close it before, it's not gonna be null. But in the case we call this one twice, and this coin is null again. So if it's not null, let's put some space here. If it's not null, we're gonna set it to null. Sorry, coin equals null. So we remove the reference there. Okay, so now our application initialization is ready, and the next step is to create the demo SDK component. For that, we create a new class, we create demo, and we create an interface. In this case, it's going to be a demo SDK component. In this demo SDK component, we need to extend it from coin component, and this is the interface we need to implement in our classes in order to use dependencies initialized from coin. So now we have the coin component. What we need to do, we need to override one function, and the function to override is called getCoin. Okay, so now we have the getCoin. What we need to do is we remove this super, and we will use demo application.coin. And then another thing we need to do is we need to create the modules. Okay, so we need to create a new class. This class, we're going to call it demo module. It's now a class, so it's going to be a file itself. And inside, the first thing we can do is create a public unmutable variable, demo modules, and here we're gonna be a list of. This list of at the moment is gonna be like this, and the first module we're gonna apply is a private variable, which is this one. Is gonna be a mutable one, and the demo module. Okay, then let's scale demo app module, just to give it a more clear name. And now here we're gonna pass a module itself. Module. All right, and now we will from this greater formatters itself, we're gonna use both. So the first thing we can do is go into our demo modules, and then we're gonna use a single, and this single is gonna be greetings. Greetings. And then here another single. It's gonna be as greetings formatter. Now what we can do is get this demo and we put it inside. And then after get all the list, then we can get these demo modules and then go into our application, and here we will replace this empty list for this one. All right, so looks like everything is ready. The only thing we need to do is start to use our application itself. First of all, let's run the application and make sure nothing is broken. So we're gonna press play, and then we will see if everything is still working as before. So now everything is built. So let's see if everything is works as before. As we can see here, the application is still running, and looks like we didn't include any kind of error of syntax or something. Our next step, put our module inside of our project as a dependency. So we can go to build.gradle, and here on the top, for example, we can add implementation, and then we put project. So this project, we will include our demo SDK. Now we synchronize again. It should be quick. So now we have our module as a dependency in our main project. And now we can start to use our module, initialize Koin, and use it around. So the first thing we need to do is use our demo initialization. So we put demo SDK application, and we'll use the init. And here inside of the init, we're gonna use our application context. Now everything is ready to start to consume our data after initialize Koin into the library. So let's start to do so. Now here on our SDK, what we need to do is to inject into a file all dependencies we want to use and then consume in our application. So for that, I will create a new object, and the new Kotlin object is going to be, I'm going to call it data consumer, for example. You can use the name you want, of course, but yeah, for this demo we'll use data consumer. Yeah, so now we have a data consumer. What we will do is to create, we can use val, and then we put greetings, and then greetings, we put by inject. Oh, yes, by inject it cannot be used if we don't include our component first. So now we implement our demo component, and now we can use inject. So now we can use inject, and this one is greetings. Perfect. Create a new class, and this one is going to be create formatter, for example, formatter, and this one will be greetings formatter. Perfect. And now we will use this data consumer inside of our main activity. So we can go to our main activity, and then, for example, here First of all, we put data consumer, and then we put greetings, and then name. But we have an issue. The issue is, if we say cannot access to Koin component, Koin component from our application. The reason is we have not included our Koin inside of our application, and we don't want to. So how we can fix this? The solution is very simple. The issue itself, to understand the issue, is we cannot call classes where we actually implement demo SDK component. So to do a quick fix on this one, the first thing we can do is we can create inside a new object. So we can create a new private object because we just want to use it here. And the private object will be injection, for example. So this injection, it will contain these variables. And let me put capital case here. Perfect. So now we can use this val greetings first, and then we put injection dot greetings, and then we put formatter, and the same thing here, injection formatter. And now we come back to main activity. So we put greetings dot name. What's the problem? Oh yeah, the problem is we should, of course, this is why we created this one. I was a little bit confused, but everything is clear now. Perfect. As we see, we cannot call classes which we actually implement demo. So doing it in this way, we have in a separated class or object, we have the demo component, and then we have this data consumer there. So now we can come back and you can see the error is gone. Perfect. So let's run this one application and see what's going on. If everything is correct, it should run the application correctly. And now we say hello David. David is come from that object itself. So let's do it a little bit more complicated to make sure everything is working as expected. So here on this data consumer, first of all, what we can do is we just can pass here data consumer. Of course, an object, we can use it everywhere, but yeah, let's do it properly. So we put here data consumer, and then here inside, we can actually call data consumer dot formatter dot say hi with data consumer dot greetings dot name. And now same thing, stop, we run the app again. We have an error. Oh yeah, we have the error here itself because we expect the data consumer and this one. So okay, we can put data consumer at the moment just to make it easier and simple. So now, yeah, hey David, and yeah, so everything is fine there, and we can see Koin is working perfectly. Let's make it a little bit more complicated just to make sure everything is correct. If we come back to the data consumer here, for example, let's go to the dependency injection in modules. We can actually and of course there's going to be an error. The error is because here it doesn't accept any parameter, so we can actually put here is greetings. So we come back to module and now everything's correct. So we initialize greetings and we're going to inject it here straight away. Cool. So now on this specific thing, we can go to the formatter, and here on greetings, we can actually put here greetings dot name. Perfect. And now in name, just to make sure, here in greetings, we can actually change this one, Aurelio, for example, and the informator, hello my friend, bam, and yeah, so we can actually run it again, and we can say hello, hi my friend Aurelio. So everything is working as expected. One of the things I would like to do before we finish is I would like to remove this part because we don't use that at all. So we don't need this name anymore there. This is one of the things. And the other thing is why I create this function clause. The reason I create the function clause is if you're using an SDK, the most probably case scenario is you don't gonna use the SDK during the whole life of your application. So for example, if you use an SDK to calculate some time and or for a calendar or for a format or for a video, so once you are not in that specific part of the application, probably you don't need to use that SDK. So to liberate memory from our application, it's good to close and to put everything into recycle to the garbage collector. To do that, I create this clause. So what we can do in our demo. In our demo will make no much sense, but one of the things we can do to make it clear is we can actually go into our application. For example, here in our main activity. Inside of the main activity, we have this onCreate where we initialize there. Okay. So what we can do here is create the class. We can override the onPause, for example. onPause. And here on pause, we can actually put demo application.close, for example. You need to be very careful because, for example, if your SDK need to work in your background, etc., you don't need to do this one. You need to use this one when you actually do not want to use it anymore. For example, this one can be used in onStop. Okay, in onStop. So here on stop, you can actually use this one, etc. So this clause need to be used depends of the nature of your application. Okay. Another thing you can do if you for example you want to stop and you want to reuse it again when it's come back, then you can start again in onResume. Okay, onResume here, and then you can actually copy this and you can actually put it here on resume. Okay. The reason you can use this is because if you call it once in onCreate, it doesn't matter if you call it here twice. The reason is if we come back, you have this if statement. So if coin has been initialized, it will ignore. So we'll come inside, okay, is coin null? No, then it's not going to do anything. So in this case, you can close it in onPause when your application go into the background, and it will restart it again when it's on resume. Okay, so that is everything for this video. I hope you like it. Please remember to subscribe, to share, and if you have any questions, anything is not clear, or something else you would like to see in future videos, please leave it a comment. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.